Hello everybody, Wii U here, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker HD. In the previous video, we arrived at the Forest Haven, and we got the Deku Leaf, and in today's video, we'll be going through the Forbidden Woods. Alright. So it's the law of a fictional story. If a place has the word forbidden in its name, then no doubt during the story, the protagonist is going to at some point explore it. That's just basically how it works. But in today's video, we'll be exploring the next dungeon in the Wind Waker, which is the Forbidden Woods, as I already said a second ago. Now, this dungeon, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this one. It's not like bad at all or anything like that. It's just these choo-choos. These choo-choos are really obnoxious to fight because like they get smaller like that when you get close to them. So you have to like use the Deku Leaf to blow them away. But the Deku Leaf consumes magic, so I don't know. These enemies, they take a long time. They can take a long time to defeat, and for something as simple as a choo-choo, that's just irritating because like looking at it compared to like Link's Awakening, where they're like one of the easiest enemies in the entire game, and then going into this game, it just gets irritating to fight these guys after a while. And would you just stop it, stupid choo-choo? There is an item that we'll be getting later that'll make fighting these things a lot easier. So, but as for right now, all we have to fight them is a Deku Leaf. Now, I'm probably just an idiot, and there's probably like a much easier way to fight those things right now, with the current items that we have. But as I said before, I'm not as familiar with Wind Waker as I am with like Skyward Sword or Majora's Mask or anything like that. As I said right there, you want to be careful when throwing this walnut around because it can bounce off the wall and it can injure Link, and that is not exactly a good thing. But anyway, going over here and opening up this treasure chest will get us a smiling choo-choo apparently. No, a dungeon map. So now we can see where we're going. Hoorah! So we can now go inside this door to our doom. Not really. Something you want to know, something that's pretty worth mentioning is that this dungeon, it's a lot more vertical than the Dragon's Cavern. Well, the Dragon's Cavern was pretty vertical to begin with, but like the Forest Haven is, I don't know exactly how to word it. Like it feels a lot more vertical than the Dragon's Cavern was because we have a lot of rooms where it goes through multiple floors and stuff like that. Whereas the Dragon's Cavern, it did have that, but only like for a few rooms. But like this room, the Forest Haven always felt larger compared to the Dragon's Cavern is what I'm trying to say. Now, of course, again, I might just be an idiot in saying this, but that's just how it always felt to me, that the Forbidden Woods always felt larger than the Dragon's Cavern. Now, there's a dungeon later in the game that takes a really long time to complete. Anybody who's played Wind Waker should already know what I'm talking about, but in case you don't, you'll see when we get there. Just trust me. So what we can do now is that we can fly over here. Now, I kind of made the mistake. I always make the mistake of going down there, like right at the beginning, because I like exploring Zelda games. I just like going around and exploring everything. Even though there's nothing we can do on the bottom floor right now, I just feel like going down there anyway. It's kind of like a muscle memory to just go down there, even though there's nothing we can do at the moment. Now, as for the Deku Leaf, I don't think I actually really had time to properly explain what this item does. The Deku Leaf is pretty much equivalent to like it's like a better version of the Sailcloth from Skyward Sword. Like the Sailcloth, while it was an awesome item and stuff, the thing about it was that it only let you glide downwards. And while I did like the Sailcloth in that game, it was pretty limiting on how you can travel around the world. Now the Deku Leaf is the exact opposite, where you can freely float around when you're exploring with it and stuff like that. But the thing is, depending on which way the wind direction is going, now there is no wind in the dungeon right now. But when we go into a place where there is a place that can be influenced by the wind, then we're gonna get some problems. Like not problems. I shouldn't say that, but when there's a place where the direction of the wind actually has an impact on something, then that's going to cause problems with the Deku Leaf, because if it's blowing towards you, then you're not going to reach very much distance. Now, that being said, as much as I like the Deku Leaf, I do have to say This might just be because of the fact that Majora's Mask is my favorite 3D Zelda game. Even though I love the Deku Leaf, I still think that the Deku Flower in Majora's Mask is a better gliding item. Because it's just a really fun item to glide around with when you're playing that game. Because when you're playing the game and you see the Deku Link, and when you're playing that game, the Deku Leaf flower thing, basically how that worked was that you could glide very far. You could glide for a very long time, but if you wait a certain distance, then you'd fall down. I just always liked the way that the Deku Leaf worked in that game. It's one of the biggest reasons why I loved Majora's Mask so much. Actually, I've been thinking about redoing Majora's Mask because, like most Let's Players would say this about their earlier projects, but looking back on it, I'm not entirely happy with how my Majora's Mask LP turned out. And that might just be because of the fact that it took way longer than it should have to complete that Let's Play. But I'd kind of like to go back and redo that game. Like, I want to redo some of my older LPs, but especially Majora's Mask. Yeah. So these switches over here, we can use them. We have to use the Deku Leaf to activate them. Using the Deku Leaf on them will make these platforms move around. But we can also have the Deku Leaf blow it like this to make the platform move. And I forgot to go get the thing. Let's go do that. Can we do that right now? Wait, can I just use my sword? I can! Yay! I thought I had to use like a bomb or something. So we can set the walnut down on there. I'm not entirely sure if that's a walnut or not. It just always looked like a walnut to me. And we can blow the platform around, pick up the walnuts, and then go over here. Now these switches can be pretty big jerks because like they disappear when you get too close to them. But what we need to do is that we need to throw the walnut at its face. Now look at this. This is the symbol of the Kokiri from Ocarina of Time, as well as the symbol that appears on the Deku Leaf in the same game. Now this has a kind of sparked a bit of a couple theories associated with the Forbidden Woods in connecting it to Ocarina of Time. And some people like to theorize that this is either like the Wind Waker's equivalent to like the Lost Woods from that game. Because like the Great Deku Tree, he was also in Ocarina of Time, so it's very possible that the Forbidden Woods is also like this game's equivalent to the Lost Woods, like the Lost Woods from Ocarina of Time eventually became the Forbidden Woods, is what I'm trying to say. This will make more sense as we see the game's story, because there is something that happens later in the game's story that I don't want to spoil yet because we're not that far into the game, but it does lead to like a bunch of interesting theories associated with this game and how it connects it to the other Zelda games. So we can go pick up this walnut and then climb over here. I've always really liked this platform right here, how it's like just floating in the middle of nothing. No, I fell to my doom. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. We can just go back up here. Where am I supposed to go again? I remember now. Hooray for my forgetfulness. I always like the sparkly things that appeared in the forest. This even looks cool. This looks cool even on the GameCube version. As I was trying to say a second ago, I always liked this random platform that was dangling from the ceiling. I don't know why, it just always looked kind of funny to me. But anyway, we can activate this door and go inside. Why do I always make it sound like going inside of a door is exciting? Like that's something I've noticed about like some of my Let's Plays, how I try to like make everything way more exciting than it actually is. Like, ooh, we're going inside of a door. It's super amazing. Ooh, we're open a treasure chest. It's super amazing. It's like, everything is super amazing when you're making a Let's Play. Yarr! And these guys annoy me. I don't actually remember these guys' names. I'll put a caption on screen what they're called. But how those enemies work is that they will try to like swarm all over Link. They can like make him run slower and stuff like that. they can be pretty irritating to deal with, but like a simple sword slash should do the trick. Okay, so before I do anything else, what I want to do is I want to go over here, and pick up this bomb because it's a bomb, and blow a couple things up because it'll make it so that we don't have to backtrack in a moment. So we can pick that up and go over here. Now the big gimmick with this room is that these vines will be appearing from the floor, and if you touch one, you will take damage. Think of it like that one place in the Deku Palace in Majora's Mask where you're following the Deku Butler around to get the Big's Mask, or the Mask of Sense. I think that's what it's called. That's basically like that place where at one point you got into a maze and like everything was like on fire and stuff like that. But the weird thing is in Majora's Mask 3D they changed that so that rather than a firewall appearing, they changed it to like a regular wall that doesn't actually hurt you when you touch it. I've been playing like Majora's Mask 3D a lot lately, and what I've noticed about that is that they've made like a lot of tiny differences between the original version and the remake. Like a lot of it's good detail, good interesting changes. Like they changed some of the animations for the different characters and stuff like that. That's fine and all, but they also made a couple questionable changes. Like for example, the Deku Link and Zora Link transformations. Deku Link, when he spins, he no longer gains any speed. So that can make hopping around the flowers pretty irritating to do compared to the original. And the Zora Link transformation. I'm gonna go on a little rant right now because if anybody saw my original Let's Play of Majora's Mask, you should know that I love the Zora controls in that game. They perfected swimming controls. That is something that I rarely say in video games. Like, there are very few games where I'd say that the swimming controls are like awesome, stuff like that, because I normally don't really like swimming controls all that much in games. But with Majora's Mask, it was perfect because you would swim quickly around the place, and you can cover a lot of ground or water in a certain amount of time. In the 3DS version, they changed this so that Zora Link now swims as if he's out of magic from the original version, and he consumes magic to have the good swimming controls. It's like, what the heck? You had no need to change that at all. The swimming controls were perfect in the original version. But that's a topic for another time. Like I said, I have been interested in I have been wanting to do a remake of my Majora's Mask Let's Play, but I'm doing this way too soon. This is not what I want to do real quick. I'm in that state of mind right now where I'm like paying more attention to my commentary than I am with the gameplay. Like I practiced this a few days ago, so I feel pretty confident that I'll be able to get through here without really thinking about all that too much. But that's the problem with Let's Playing, is that if you're focusing too much on commentary, then your gameplay, even if your gameplay is going super well, then you're not. Then when you stop yourself because you get lost, then it'll be a little bit of a hard time. Then you're gonna have a little bit of a hard time trying to remember what you were doing a moment ago because you were focusing more on commentary. And the opposite is true if you're focusing more on gameplay, where your commentary suffers. So I know I've said this before, but that's the big thing about Let's Playing, is that you really have to focus on multiple things at once. You have to focus on balancing commentary and gameplay. So that's something I know I've said that a lot of times before, but that's just the truth with Let's Playing. And what was I saying a second ago? Oh yeah, I remember now. I am interested in doing Let's Play of Majora's Mask 3D. Like, my original plan was to just do a video covering all the differences between the original and the 3DS version, but lately I've been thinking, well, if I'm going to make a video for the 3DS version, I'd rather just redo the Let's Play on the 3DS version, because I love Majora's Mask and I'd love to play through it again and actually make a good Let's Play. But enough about those Zelda games, let's talk about this one. So what we want to do now is that... Oh no, it's a cutscene and there's sparklies everywhere! That must mean something is gonna be evil! So So now we're going to be facing the next mid-boss. I don't remember the exact name of this enemy, but I'm going to be calling it the Flowery Thing of Doom, because that's what I like to call this thing. What we want to do is that you have to wait around for it to get ready to do an attack, and then push the A button to jump over its face. Now, this is kind of a weird enemy, because one of its attacks is that it will summon other enemies. Now, the weird thing about this enemy, this enemy is so weird because it attacks by creating other enemies. Now, that has been done before in video games, but just the way that it's animated, it just looks really weird. Defeated. Yeah, we defeated its wings. After its wings are destroyed, it'll become a lot easier to deal with. So, after the wings are destroyed, you should not have any problems fighting this thing. Like, you may have some difficulty fighting this thing if you don't know what you're doing. But if you have skills like me, then this will be fun. And we get the boomerang! One of my favorite items in this entire game. The boomerang in this game is so awesome. So, let's just go cool a bit real quick. How the boomerang works, well actually, I'm gonna set it to the X button, just because I'm weird like that. I always set the boomerang to the X button, even if I have something else equipped. But anyway, how the boomerang works is that you take it out, you aim around, and you can have it hit multiple targets. The boomerang in Twilight Princess kind of did the same thing, where you can aim on multiple targets, but the thing is, the one in Twilight Princess wasn't that great. Like the one in Twilight Princess is great for combat, but the one in the boomerang in Wind Waker is great for pretty much anything. It's great for combat, puzzles, everything. The one in Twilight Princess is more so based around puzzles. It's not really that effective for combat. Like, I don't want to complain about Twilight Princess too much, because I have actually been playing on the Wii U version because I got it for my birthday! But I got Twilight Princess HD for my birthday, so I'm replaying that game again. So I don't want to complain too much about that game, but I do have to stress that I didn't particularly care that much for the boomerang in that game. It's kind of a big reason why I didn't like the first dungeon in that game. So as I was saying, we can have aim on multiple targets, and after those things are out of the way, we can fly for freedom, like, and then we can open this treasure chest. Yay, joy pendants. That's something weird with joy pendants. Like, I know, but like there is that one side quest. That's not the button I wanted to use. There is that one side quest where we have to like get a bunch of joy pendants for the teacher in Windfall Island. But at the same time, it just, I don't really feel that really justifies having so many joy pendants inside the treasure chest, because like, oh, it's a treasure chest. Is it going to be harpies? Would be a treasure chart? Would be a treasure chart? No, it's a joy pendant. Yay! Joy pendants are so useful. Yeah, that's kind of something I didn't really particularly care that much about the early part of this game. Especially this dungeon. There are a lot of treasure chests in this dungeon that have joy pendants in it. I might be remembering that wrong, but whatever. The joy pendant, the boomerang, is also very useful for dealing with these guys, because check this out. We are doing a lot of damage to these enemies, like, very quickly. It's a very awesome item. So let's take these out. Let's see those enemies out. By the time this video is out, we'll probably already know if the boomerang will be appearing in Zelda U. Heck, by the time this video is out, we're probably going to even have a name for Zelda U. But I'm recording this video like this Sunday before E3. Like the second part of the E3 predictions video I recorded with the James Rolls and Greek Corpus Gaming, it was recorded today. At the time that I'm recording this, I still have not seen the Zelda E3 prediction video, the Zelda E3 videos that we'll be doing. but by the time this video comes out, we probably know the name of Zelda. But that's basically the reason why I'm calling this. I'm still calling it Zelda U. But anyway, by the time this video comes out, we're probably gonna know if the boomerang is gonna be in Zelda U or not. Those worm guys that we were dealing with a moment ago, the purple ones, you gotta be careful when dealing with those guys because they will consume your magic if you're not careful. Like if they latch onto you, then you're gonna have a hard time trying to get away from them. Unless you take out your sword, and you're also gonna, and it's also gonna be consuming your magic, so you want to be careful with that. All right, so excuse me, very rude of you. You do not get to throw a bubble thingy of doom at my face before I even have a chance to move around when I get down here. That is something you do not get to do. Go sit in the corner. You're grounded. Grounded, I say. So I think I'm going to go for a little bit longer before I end the video off here. Like I said during Dragon Race Cavern, I am going to be, my goal is to split the dungeons into 3 videos. Like with Dragon Race Cavern, that wasn't the case because I ended up splitting that into 4 videos because I'm dork. But that's mostly just because like half the first part was just us exploring a little bit outside of the Dragon Race Island. Why did they go over here? Is there anything over here? There's nothing over here. Why did they go over this way? But yeah, like I said, I am going to be trying to split the dungeons up between 3 videos. That's just going to be my goal. There are going to be exceptions like the Dragon Race Cavern, where it is going to be split up into more than 3 videos. Let's take out these guys. Stop attacking me off the screen. That's just rude. It's like that one bear on in the original Tomb Raider game. Like if anybody played the original Tomb Raider game, this is one part on the second level, City of Vilcabamba. There's this one bear enemy, and it always appears on like the side of the screen. Like I'm pretty sure, like I fight it, and then it runs away, and then I forget about it, and then I come back into the area later, and then it appears out of nowhere, and it terrifies me. Like every single time I play that game. But yeah, hooray for old Tomb Raider memories. Okay, so let's go take care of these guys. In your faces. Let's Dekababa. There's a Dekababa right there, and he's like the biggest jerk in the world. He's like the absolute #1 jerk in the entire history of the Legend of Zelda series, with the exception of Tinkle. But like most of the time when I'm playing this game, like I see it, and like I try to get through here too quickly because I'm impatient, and the Dekababa knocks me off the platform. So it's very rude. I might be exaggerating when I say that he's the rudest enemy in the Zelda series, but of course I missed. Oh, I missed. But yeah, the moral of the story: Dekababas are jerks. Don't trust a Dekababa. You may notice that Link he'll be looking at objects that he can interact with. This is something that's very common in games nowadays, but I believe Wind Waker is one of the very first games that actually started using this for the gameplay. So if there's something you can interact with, then chances are Link will be able to look at it while you're looking through the area. So if you want a hint as to what you need to do next, then what you can do is like just kind of look at Link and just look at what he's looking at throughout the game. Now, the reason why we went through the bomb down here was because there was a switch right here. It's one of those blue switches that disappear when you get too close to it. So that's the reason why we wanted to have a bomb near it. But anyway, we now have a treasure chart. Hoorah! Very soon we're going to explore the locations of these treasure charts. Like, I'm not entirely sure when, but my current mindset is that after we complete this dungeon and then take care of it, like, and then go back to Windfall Island for a few side quests, or minigames or something like that. Wait, did I get everything in this room? Yeah, I did. I'm gonna go back to Windfall Island after we complete this dungeon, that's my current mindset. And then after that, then we're gonna be exploring a little bit of the ocean to go check out the locations of those treasure charts. So that's my current mindset, although that's probably going to change. Like, I may end up deciding to take care of those treasure turrets before we go to Windfall Island. Like, there's not that much on Windfall Island that I want to do when we go back there. It's just a couple bits. Second time in this video. Rude. You are a jerk. I just barely got down here and you throw the bubble of doom. The bubble of doom. Alright, so I always like this part where we're using the Deku Leaf to move the platform around. Wait, does this not consume magic? I could have sworn it did. Whatever. We have to use the seal to deflect these back at the Octorocks. I think these are Octorocks because you fight them exactly like the Octorocks in Majora's Mask, so I'm gonna assume that they are And will this platform move? Jeez. Move. Move faster, platform. Okay, so what do I want to do next? Let's take care of these guys. Fight these guys. And go into the door. I don't want to fight this thing. Get away from me, get away from me, get away from me. Yeah, that's what I was saying a second ago when I was saying that that those enemies can steal your magic if you're not careful enough. So what I want to do now is I want to go up here. Because there are a bunch of switches around here, so what you will want to do, take out your boomerang and aim at the magical diamonds. It's a magical diamond flying through the sky, and this is not how the song goes, but it's a parody, so whatever. And after that, we can go down here and open up the treasure chest. Alright, so now we're fighting moblins. Now, something I haven't really talked about that much is that the whip can be used to take materials and treasures away from these enemies. Like the choo-choos, that you can use them to, you can use the choo-choos, the whip to take choo jelly away from the choo-choos. You can also use it to take skull necklaces away from moblins. So, what I really love doing in this game, I know I've said this before, was that I love taking their weapons and then finishing them off with their own weapon. Like, that's something I'm going to try to do for this Let's Play. Where I'm going to try to take their own weapon and then I'm going to finish them off with it, because I'm a jerk. And let's see if I can seal this off real quick. Alright, if we get behind it, let's attack. Right there. That's one of my favorite animations from this game, where if you attack the Moblin's butt, they'll like be jumping around like, oh no, this is painful. I don't know. I'm just a bit morbid. We can destroy this little circly thing of glowiness. And I think that's going to be it for this video. So, we made a lot of progress in the dungeon. I definitely think we're going to be able to beat this in like 3 videos. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video of The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD. Next time, we're going to be continuing on to the Forbidden Woods. And until next time, later to you. Oh yeah!